There's just so many things you can do. Growth. You can stay depressed and just drink yourself, use drugs. You can eat yourself, slip into a depression, and just go. Or you can just get up and say, I'm done with this crap, and move on. I don't remember how it happened, when it happened. I know why it happened. I didn't want to stay that way. And I knew I didn't want to stay in my bed all day just wondering, why doesn't somebody love me? I slowly started being able to get up and get around. And once I figured that out, I was like, I could probably go back to school. And that's what I did. And that's what helped me to move on. And that would explain, I'm sure I've said it tons of times, that time where I've had the friends I've had for 10 plus years that I met at MCC, that started then. I went to school and I met them, and I just submerged myself in theater. I was there every day, and we literally closed the place. And I made good, dear friends to this day. They have no idea how much they helped me and literally saved my life. Because I'm sure if I had been home that time, I'll be honest, I would have probably committed suicide. Because I was in that deep of a funk. And my depression would have been a quagmire. One of the symptoms of MS is that you do get depression. So, needless to say, for someone who was active and then all of a sudden had to stop, I had already quit my job, but I couldn't get a new job. I was in and out of, hospitals and stuff. So we're talking like Depression City. And they have no idea that just spending time laughing with me, in some cases needing me and giving me a purpose to get up, giving me a purpose to go to school, giving me a purpose to make copies. Write notes, do anything that's important. That saves a life. That saved my life. So that was part of my growth. And I had to do it alone. So it was hard because your support, you want support, but if you don't say anything, how are people supposed to know? So, of course, I didn't say anything because, there was no one to talk to. So, of course, I was angry I wasn't getting help, even though I wasn't telling anybody. But when they wanted me to do something, oh my God, really? You want me to do something? That's cool. So that gave me a focus away from my life. So that was part of my growth. Anyway, the fact that I was doing something and I was doing it for me or for them or for anybody else or for the good of the show or just anybody else, but where I was unhappy worked for me. So that was part of my growth in the sense that I learned to focus away from my unhappiness. But when all was said and done, I still had to go back home to what made me unhappy. But part of my growth was I knew to get away. And I knew that drugs weren't the answer, that alcohol wasn't the answer. And food, yeah, it was, that was probably one of my heaviest. And other things. But in time, I learned that I didn't need that. I didn't need that bad stuff, the distractions, the bad things. I'm not saying theater was bad. I'm saying there were aspects, like I said, the food. I dated. I had relationships, with people that I shouldn't have had, but they needed me, or they wanted me, or they wanted something. So, oh wow, really focus away from home and unhappiness. But in time, I learned I want more. And that's part of the growth, that I listen to myself and I let myself say, look, Trish, you need more and you deserve more and you can demand more. Now, that took some time to be able to demand more and, tell myself you deserve more, because at that time, my self-worth was psh. So that's coming now, where I'm, demanding more of myself and from anybody else in my life. I demand more in the sense of respect, consideration, love, attention. And it's not me being a diva. I demand this, I demand this. It's just common courtesy. So that's part of your growth. And like I said, your growth, inner growth, where you learn that it's okay to demand it. It's okay to ask for it. And then it's right to ask for it. Because, as I did before, if you're loving yourself like this, why not? Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why shouldn't you? You have, why shouldn't you? That's not a bad thing at all. And through that, you will even grow and demand more. Not so much of other people, but of yourself. And that will only make you better. Like, I will say it, I am the healthiest I have ever been. Seriously. I look sometimes when I'm walking and I'll look at my legs. I'm wearing capri pants now. And I'll look and I'll see my legs and I'm like, oh my God. I see a muscle that I've never seen on my leg before. And I'm excited to see that. And I'm aware that, I made that happen. I'm happy at myself. I'll go see my doctor and he's very impressed with how my body's turned out. I mean, I still have fat. You could see my 400 chins and my muffin top, which I love. But, my legs will never fail me. And, I am not afraid of walking outside. I love being outside, and I find I need that to embrace the air. I need to have that. And I like the fact that I've given myself that discipline where if I don't do it, I get mad at myself. I get annoyed with myself. And I tell myself, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing so and so? I didn't have that before. So that's my growth. The next one, moving on. So I'll be right back.